Hello, hello. So we are on day 7 of our 7-day experiential journey together. And I'm so excited to talk about today's topic and to kind of wrap this all up and like reevaluate where we're at with things. So as a reminder, I am Cara Carouse, intuitive embodiment coach, your host, your coach, your guide, your mentor in here in this group, and in any other format that you happen to be watching these videos. So this has been a 7-day trip together, a 7-day journey together, and we started. Really, it's been 7 days of this experiential journey. You have to experience it so that you can believe it to see it. And as you come on, say hi, let me know that you're here. Good morning, happy Sunday. Let me see. Let me make sure that we're good here, and let me see about comments, because sometimes, okay. All right, so we started out, day 1. I know, here's what happens too. A lot of times we're really, really gung-ho. We're really excited. We're really driven to stay focused on, the 7 days or the program or whatever it is that we've made the commitment to. And then time goes on, time goes by, and it starts to feel like, oh, I have all these other things that I've got to do. We sort of fall off. And that happens sometimes. And it's really all about what you choose to make a priority. And, we hear like, you get out what you put in. So if you're really desiring change in your life and to increase your awareness and to continue to, develop personally through personal development, then make these commitments to yourself and really, really follow through. Because the follow through, remember everything that I've shared, the follow through is you learning to trust yourself more. The follow through is you healing your masculine that may have been wounded along the way. And that was in the audio from day 4, right? So I'll review. Let me just review, and then I'm going to get into today's topic. So I know we were going strong in the beginning, and we still have been. Day 1 was all about money. Day 1 was about money mindset, was about wealth consciousness. The meditation was really, really good when we looked at what barriers may be standing in our way to receiving the money that we desire. So day 1 was money. Day 2 was love. I mean, we could talk about love. I could talk about love forever. I love talking about love, and I especially love helping others understand their own patterns in love, particularly when there's been like toxic patterns that have developed in your relationships, and then you're like, gosh, I don't want to keep doing this. I want to be able to create a healthy, conscious love. Like, okay, I can help. Like, I know exactly how to help you do that. So day 2 was love. Definitely, let's see, that was an audio. Day 3, we go back and think about day 3. Day 3 was business, career. Are you honoring your calling? When we got into that. Day 4 was so good. Day 4, this is like so fundamental. Day 4 was the sacred energies and balancing those sacred energies within us. That audio is still posted. If you haven't tuned in for any of these, they're in the guide section of the group. Know that you can watch them. Still, while they're up, they will be taken down next week. So day 4 was, that balancing the masculine, the feminine energy, what that looks like inside yourself first. And then once we get it straight inside ourselves, then we have this polarity with others, and we create a healthy dynamic. We can also apply these energies to work, to our business. So tune in for that if you haven't already. And then also, day 5 was awakening the goddess within. I love this topic. I love this topic so much because so many women are really disconnected from their feminine. So many women are disconnected from this goddess energy that we all have inside ourselves. And it's the goddess energy that we have that allows us to really be more authentic, live this genuine expression of ourselves, and to become magnetic to our desires. This goddess energy that we all have inside us is, when you're in that empowered place, is part of what really, really empowers you to create a life you love. Because we all have that capability. That goddess is in there always, and we all have that capability to really create the life that we love. And that's a huge part of what playing in the quantum field is all about, is understanding that we have these realms of infinite possibility, and it's based on your power of choice. So we get to choose what we focus on. We choose if there's some drama that's unfolding, and there's negativity, choosing to not get caught up in that. Pivot and moving your awareness to someplace else. Someplace more positive. For me, I choose to go back and focus on gratitude, and focus on my inner strength and my power, and focus on what I am here to do, and not get caught up in any of this other stuff. So for me, that's my strategy to go about, redirecting when I get, pulled off course, because it happens. Like, we can't be in the goddess all the time, especially depending on where we are in our cycle, and what's happening in the nervous system, how hydrated we are, how nourished we are. Like, there are so many factors that come into play. So tuning in for day 5, going back, looking at awakening the goddess. It's it's an incredible topic. I love it. And I'm going to be diving even deeper into that in sensuality and magnetism that starts tomorrow. It's a 3-day intensive. So super pumped about that. And then day 6 was birds of a feather. Day 6 was all about who we're choosing to surround ourselves with. Like, who you're sharing your energy with. Using discernment, setting boundaries for yourself. Taking back your power. And remember, it's just all based on your decisions. And we are so powerful that we often disempower ourselves by thinking that we don't have the ability, by not having the evidence immediately right in front of us. As soon as we make a decision, we want to start to see change. Sometimes that doesn't happen. We've got to believe it, continue to believe it, and align your mind, align your heart, this coherence that comes together, and then draw in more of what you do desire. This or something better. Always. So in every day, has been an incredible meditation that, we really have gone deep within, because that's where we start to really create the lasting change, is shifting that internal frequency and the dialogue and the subconscious thoughts. So, you guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but my boyfriend's here, and he's downstairs playing his guitar and singing. I don't know if you can hear it, but okay. So today is the topic of spirituality. Today is all about, hold on, let me close out of my computer here. So today the topic is spirituality. And of course, spirituality has been woven into every single one of these days, because that's who I am. It's 11:11 on the East Coast. Make a wish. Okay. So of course, spirituality has been woven into all of this, but I did want to take a separate day all on its own to really devote more time and energy to this exploration, to this inquiry, to these curiosities we have for ourselves. So, okay, even being committed to these 7 days, even having tuned in for these 7 days, there's been spirituality through all of it. And so this knowing that, there is something bigger at play here. That is a spiritual belief. This is the lens that we view life through. And yes, we think about manifestation, and sometimes that can come off as feeling really like ethereal or woo-woo or not grounded in reality, but really it's quantum physics. And growing up, I always thought like quantum physics is so like out there, it's so woo-woo, it's like chemistry. It's like out there. I'm not smart enough to understand any of that. Like there was those kinds of thoughts came up, and then I really started to learn more about it, and I started to understand more how psychology comes into play, and I started to understand more about how our own thoughts, you know, everything, how we have our own frequency, and everything is buzzing all around us. You know, Om, we say at the end of a yoga class, Om. That has been around for thousands of years, and that is the sound of everything. Om is the universal buzzing of everything all around us. And this has been the belief for thousands of years. And we, you know, here we're in this like modern society, and things have started to shift more, and there have been different paradigms that have unfolded. And when we really like strip everything down and we go back to the basics, we go, okay, do you believe in a higher power? Do you believe in God or source or creator, or there being a bigger plan at play? Do you believe you're part of that? I know I am. I know that everything, you know, and I mentioned this in yesterday, but that everything that's happening all around us is also happening within us. You know, we have like macrocosm and all of the elements around us, and then we also have this microcosm. All these elements are happening within us. There's water, there's fire, there's earth, there's, you know, these energies that are around us, but then they also come through us. They're within us. As you guys come on, say hi, let me know that you're here. If you're watching on a replay, let me know, replay. So the being connected to this, you know, this higher power, this bigger plan, this force that, you know, we know is still unfolding. Oh, hi, Delody. You're okay. You're right on time. You're right on time. I reviewed everything that we've done up until this point. And today we're diving into the concept of, you know, spirituality. You know, do you believe, good morning, happy Sunday. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in guides? Do you believe in your spirit team? Do you notice repeating numbers? These angel numbers. Do you believe that when loved ones passed on, we still carry them with us? They still come through in different ways? Or are these like a hard no for you? Because I will tell you, for me, those are all beliefs that I choose to subscribe to. And I continue to have evidence come through in my environment to reinforce that for me. I know my grandma's with me all the time. I know my dad is with me all the time. I see repeating numbers. I'm getting signs from the universe all the time. The world of metaphysics, I firmly believe in. It's just a part of my path. Yeah, recently had a visit from my dad. Beautiful. I'm so glad. And you know, I just think like, yes, this soul is in this physical body in this lifetime to get different lessons, to ascend to higher levels of consciousness, greater awarenesses, to move from the 3D to the 5D and beyond. I truly, truly believe that. And it's a part of all of my coaching. It's a part of all my mentoring. It's a part of all of my group programs. It's like, I can't not talk about these things. This is what I came here to do. I came here to keep the conversation going around this. I came here to educate others about this. I can't not. So it's an honor that you've been here with me for these last, 7 days on this trip, on this journey together, to help, for you to help open your eyes and, allow new perspectives to come in and shift this new awareness, these new awarenesses for yourself, the new lens that you view yourself through compassion, through love, knowing that you make sense, that all these different pieces of you, and you feel so scattered and convoluted, and you've got these shadows, and we have these places, and this doubt, and we have these limiting beliefs, and we have these fears, and that's just part of the human experience. We have that. And then going from there, how are we moving forward in the most empowered way? So starting to really tune in, if you are open to the concept of, that there is a bigger plan at play, and that we're here, that you're here on a mission, that you have a purpose here. What is your purpose? And the way we continue to get more and more clear on what your purpose is by what naturally excites you, what lights you up. What feels easy to you? What's fun for you? What have some of the lessons been that you've acquired along the way, moving through the hard times? Now we talked about turning pain to power, turning your mess into your message, turning your wounds into your wisdom. This is just part of the soul's ascension. And it's a huge part of what we came here to do, to learn, and then to be able to help others afterwards, to be able to share with others, to be able to connect deeply with others. So there are stages, when we come to this place and we have a spiritual awakening, we realize that there's more than meets the eye to how we've been living, up until the point of the spiritual awakening. There are stages that we move through. It's part of the human experience. So the first stage is it's viewed as the initiation. It's often, have you heard of the dark night of the soul? That's what it is. It's an event that totally throws you off course, and you start second guessing everything. It's like a divorce. It's leaving a job. It's someone passing away. It's a breakup. It's a huge event that happens in your life, that everything, moving forward in your life, everything changes. So this dark night of the soul, stage 1 of the spiritual awakening, often causes us to start looking for meaning. We try to make sense of it. Stage 2 is looking for meaning. How could this be? And what is the lesson here? Why did this happen? And if you're watching either live or on a replay, do you believe that you've had a dark night of the soul? Do you believe that I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, do you believe in angels and guides? I know, and then the cry face. So it said my internet isn't good. I'm not sure why though. My internet is great. I'm so sorry about that. But thanks for sticking out and be patient. So okay, we move through. So we start to look for answers. We start to try to make sense of it. We really start questioning what was that? What is it for? And what am I even doing here? Now what? And then stage 3 is we start to look within, and you start to really connect to more of who you are. Oh, you're in one now, Delaney. I know with your all of the loss that you've experienced lately. Yes. And so questioning, but then getting to a point where you really do start to look within, and your power, your strength is revealed to you. And things start to make sense, and we start to connect the dots, and you start to trust your intuition more, and you start to lean into that intuitive guidance more. And you end up in places where others, are curious about their own healing and their own dark night of the soul. Hi, Heather. That's currently where I am. All ladies, know that you're not alone, and know that it's like totally just part of this experience of living. And you will come out of it, and you will come out stronger than who you were when you went in. And so you get reconnected to your interests. You start to understand your values more, like what really matters to you. You know, like maybe what mattered to this former version of you before the dark night of the soul. This former version of you, she may have cared about, you know, going out drinking, partying all the time. And this new version of you really wants to live more of a healthy lifestyle, because that's what's of value to you. So values change, interests change. Naturally, we start to attract new people in our lives who are aligned with this new version of who you are. You come through, you desire, you know, you may desire more meaning. You may desire an increased depth of connection with others. You may desire more fulfillment. Like this previous version of you before the dark night of the soul was living on autopilot. Before that initiation, before the big rupture, before the event that, you know, opened your eyes to this whole new world of spirituality. And so we start to live more consciously. Start to incorporate more practices in that put you front and center in your life, because you matter. You start to see your worth. You start to really value yourself and value this life. Yes, rooting down. So the practices, the routines, the rituals that we start incorporating in, it's a lifestyle. It's not one and done. It's like, it is a lifestyle every single day to be very conscious, to live with intention, to know how you want to feel and to continue to move towards that. And anything that's not aligned with how you would like to be feeling, it's got to go. And that's okay. And then there is this new version of you, this rebirth, this confidence that comes through, this inner knowing. She's there. It's just a process. And it's all just a process. And then we really start to feel like in union with our soul, in alignment. We start to make decisions. We start to really show up, only doing what's aligned for you. This is where, you know, when I was talking about awakening the goddess, I was talking about, you know, in day 5 and day 6, when just yesterday when I was talking about birds of a feather, you know, we think about a rising tide lifts all ships. And so it's like choosing to surround ourselves with others who are also, you know, they've gone through their spiritual awakening. They've had their dark night of the soul. And oftentimes they've had many dark nights of the soul and many times of rebirth, where we just get to continually reinvent ourselves. And that's growth, that's evolution. We think about this expansion and ascension over our whole lifetime. It's, you know, and when I think back on my life and the times that have been really, really challenging for me, they were all periods of tremendous growth for me. It was yoga coming into my life when I was 19. It was having my first son, you know, becoming a mother, and then my birth experiences. And then it was going through a divorce. It was really hard. And then was going through a nursing school. You know, these were hard. I had to continually look at my interests, my values. It was going through a really difficult breakup. It was like continuing to check in with what my values are, what my interests are, and show up as, you know, I will often say like this next level version of who you are, because it's like the initiation, the dark night of the soul, the questioning of everything, the turning inward and really getting stronger in who you are, the rebirth, and then this unity, this alignment that's unshakable. Nobody's steering you off that path. And the more confident you get in that space, the more you root down, the more magnetic you become. The more you allow yourself to soften into the feminine, the more magnetic you become. And remember, there's got to be that balance of the masculine inside yourself and the feminine energy. We've got to have the structure for ourselves, but then also the softening and the being led. So I'm just like, I want to find songs that I have on my computer here. I mean, I guess we'll kind of, I don't know, we'll just go, we'll see how loud this is going to be. Because my door is closed, so I don't have my music going in the background. And you know, when you get like the new computer and you have to open everything all up again on the computer. Oh, now it's downloading all my new songs. Oh, private dancer. Okay, so moving through, you know, your own spiritual awakening, knowing that everything is unfolding in divine order. You're right where you're meant to be. And there's an element of surrender and acceptance around that. And, you know, having gone through the whole process of grieving, there's that, all of that matters. And then there's the action that you take to move forward. Because we can wallow in that, you know, till the cows come home. But this is where people get stuck and they don't know how to move forward. But it's like the importance of really taking action and moving forward. It's everything. And sometimes, in a sense, we have to like force ourselves to take that action. It's like having a kid. Like we're never truly ready to have a child, even when you're trying, you know. And then you get pregnant, you're like, oh my God, like I did it. I'm like, now what? You know, we're never truly ready, but we still show up and you do your best. So, really knowing that deep down, you know the truth. Like when I'm working with people or when I'm talking with people and they go, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Or they will always end their statement with, I don't know, where there's like this questioning, you're questioning yourself. There's a lack of confidence around what you're saying. Is what you're saying true? Can you trust yourself? I don't know. I just don't know. So for those of you who have been with me for a little while, you know how I feel about the word try. And how the subconscious mind, the mind doesn't understand try. So it's like you're doing or you're not doing. And this is how I feel about I don't know. Because you do know. You know how you feel in the dynamic. You know how you feel in the situation. Maybe you don't know how it's going to be received or how, you know, someone else is going to respond. But like deep down, you know the truth. And this is part of, you know, the realization that we come to when you're moving through that new spiritual awakening. And whether, you know, it's like the first time ever you've been through a spiritual awakening, or whether it's, you know, the third or fourth time in this life that you've experienced a spiritual awakening, and you continue to ascend and you continue to know that you're here. There's a bigger plan at play. You have a purpose. Connect to your passions. Look at this struggle that you're in right now. What are the lessons? What's the silver lining? What is the gold thread that we can pull out of it? I know that I'm here for any reflections. You know, if you're wanting to dive deeper into any of that, it's so important that you feel supported as you're moving through this space, this time in your life. So wait, let me see if I can get a different song. Oh gosh, I love this song. If I can open this one up. Oh God, I keep saying my computer's not authorized. And then it's downloading. I think what's happening is they were on the cloud. Okay, so it's also in this time where you will be awakening new gifts, possibly new clairs. I don't know. And like, I used to say it too, Delaney. I used to say it. I get it. But really, you know, deep down, you do know the truth. So, awakening to any of the different clairs, any of your, you know, psychic abilities that you may have that you have been untapped up until this point. stepping more into an empowered place inside yourself, because you are certain, because deep down you do know the truth, and you've learned to trust yourself, and you've learned to lead yourself, because your masculine energy is so balanced that it allows your feminine and your goddess to come forth and play. Like this is like the process. This is where we're going. This is what we're going through. And it's all necessary, particularly when we are creating a life you love, when we are playing in the quantum field. And you see that we are in a realm of infinite possibilities. It's anything you want to choose. It's anything you pick. So Rumi, one of my favorite poets, Rumi, the Sufi poet, one of his quotes is, the quieter you become, the more you can hear. And that's a huge part of why we've had a meditation every day, because the more you're turning inward, the more it allows these new avenues, these new thoughts, these new beliefs to come forward for yourself. Deep down, you know the truth. Only you know what's in alignment for you. Only you know what's written in your heart and soul. Fingers crossed. Okay. That's so frustrating. So moving from a 3D, the human experience, these lower vibrational states, these lower vibrational emotions where it's really ruled by fear, really ruled by ego, and by playing small, not believing in your potential, not believing in your capabilities, staying in your comfort zone. And I'm all about comfort. Like, it's not that I'm opposed to comfort. I do think that's really important, but then I do also believe that we have to stretch ourselves. We have to continue to expand. We have to continue to, do the things that scare us, because this is part of how we grow, and holding all of that. Moving from victim mentality into more of like 4D, the fourth dimension of reality, where we go, okay, I'm learning. Every step of the way, I'm learning. I'm becoming better. Every day I'm becoming the best version of myself. I'm showing up. And the best version of you is going to look different every day, because we are cyclical beings, and sometimes we feel a certain way. Sometimes we have more energy. Sometimes we don't. There's so many factors that come into that, but knowing that you're always going to show up and you're always going to do your best, that's progress. We start to challenge our old ways of thinking, and we start to really look at some of the narratives and some of the beliefs that we've had up until this point, and say, like, but is that true for me? Or have I just continued to subscribe to that and live in this more of like habitual patterned way, when really this isn't how I want my life to be? So you start really challenging some of those paradigms, and then we start to go, okay, move to 50 and beyond. We're all here. We're all here to help raise others up. Together we rise. We're all here. We're in this together. There's a oneness. There's optimism and enthusiasm and joy, and we stay focused on the abundance of everything, and how amazing everything is around us, and that we're a part of, and the prosperity that's already all around us, not just financially, but the air we breathe, and the love that's all around us, and the love that's within you. Like, we start to really tune into those things and be wealthy in so many ways, and be grateful in so many ways. And so shifting into, these higher levels of awareness, fifth dimension and beyond, trusting. And, so much of what I've covered this week and this journey and this program together has been, all meant to help you rewire some of these beliefs up until now, and then decide, exercise that power of choice. So I I want to, let me know if you have any questions about anything that I've shared till now. And let me just look at everything and make sure that like I touched on. Yeah, okay. Something else that I had written down was like soul contracts and karmic bonds, because, you know, when we're moving to these higher levels of awareness, we start to really understand others' roles in our lives. We start to see that, you know, certain people have come into our lives to teach us different things, and that's okay. That's beautiful. And then there can be gratitude around that. And then they're gone. We release them. We let them go. That's part of your path. It's part of your soul's journey to have interacted in this dynamic that maybe didn't go the way you wanted it to then get the lesson. That was the bond. That was the karmic bond. That was the soul contract. You got the lesson. The karmic cycle ends when you decide to no longer participate. So those, I think, are, you know, really important. Oh, my dogs are outside. Those are really important to understand. Okay, so if there are no questions, then we're going to do a meditation. So get comfortable. Get comfortable in how you're sitting. And decide if you would like to have your eyes opened or closed. I'm going to guide you, you know, as if you were from a seated position. If you are seated, you know, and you are kind of laying back, do your best to come forward, to come up, and so that you are really level on your pelvis and your spine can be long and tall. We're going in. We're going in. So I will likely have my eyes closed just because I'm guiding, and we'll see what, I just trust whatever has come through is really meant to come through for the highest good of all, you know, our highest selves and the greater good of all, for sure. Only white light, only positive vibes coming through. So deciding if you would like your eyes to be closed. If you keep them open, just have a soft gaze out in front of you. But start to notice what your breath is doing. So the breath, this is your best friend. This is your friend. Our breath is with us all the time. So you think about the breath and you think about how, you know, life starts with our breath. Life ends when our breath leaves our body. And the space between, we decide how you want to fill that. Do you want to make the most of it, or do you just want to get by? You know, you decide. So tuning into what your breath is doing, and watching each breath come into the body and each breath leave, just over and over again. Seeing if you can tell the location of your breathing. Checking in with the pace of your breathing. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow in the location that you've noticed? Your body is being breathed. It's so simple to just tune in, check in with what your breath is doing. Bringing you into this moment. This is where the power is, this present moment. And the awareness coming up to the crown of the head, releasing any sense of holding in the scalp. Let the forehead smooth out, the eyebrows, the eyes. No tension all around the eyes. Let the cheeks relax. The jaw at ease. No clenching of the teeth. Just let it fall away from the upper jaw. And the tongue just resting quietly inside your mouth. Now this sense of relaxation you feel in the face, particularly the eyes and the jaw, Just letting this sense of relaxation move down through the rest of the body in a passive, progressive relaxation. The shoulders down the back, the heart shining forward, the arms just resting comfortably wherever they've ended up, the palms free of tension. The awareness coming back up through the chest, through the heart center. Check in. Check in with your heart. How is your heart today in this moment? Trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. Trusting that you're right where you're meant to be on so many levels. If at any time you feel the need to welcome in a sigh, just let that come in. It's your body's attempt to reset. This is what we're doing. So letting that sigh come in. And each time you exhale, you just move deeper and deeper into your own relaxation. Aware of that breath moving in and out of the body. Is it the belly that expands? Is it the side ribs? Is it the chest? Just expanding and drawing back in. Just noticing for you. There is no right or wrong in this moment. The awareness moving down through the abdomen, the low back, the hips. Feeling heavy in your seat. So yes, maintaining the upright posture and the long, tall spine, but then also softening. Softening all the muscles not necessary to support your posture. The thighs relax. The knees, the calves, the shins. Right down to the soles of the feet. You feel the feet in contact with the floor. Let that ground you. If you ever feel anxious throughout the day and you need to bring yourself back into your body, you can move your feet along the floor like you are cross-country skiing, but just bringing your feet, the awareness back to your feet. This grounding, this sense of safety in this moment. Letting any thoughts come into your mind. Acknowledge these thoughts and just let them continue on their way. You'll think of it later. If it's important enough, it'll come back. Any sounds you may be hearing, any sensations on your skin, any smells, just letting all these other avenues of sensory input take you deeper into your relaxation. We're in this moment, here, now, exactly where you're meant to be. And allow yourself to get curious. In your mind's eye, you're seeing the former version of who you used to be. It could be yesterday, it could be decades ago. And whatever comes to mind, just trust it. See the former version of who you used to be, what her physical appearance was, who she surrounded herself with, what her internal state was. Was she at peace or was she in torment? Was she connected or disconnected from who she was and what she desired for this life? Was she confident in who she was? Or did she doubt her every single move? Living in fear, feeling smaller or less than in some way. Bring her up in your mind. And now, so keep her here, keep her in your mind. We're not letting her go anywhere just yet. Now, right beside her, right alongside her, see the version of yourself who you are today, who you know you're becoming, the vision you have for yourself. You're doing it. Remember, there's no try, there's only do or do not. And you're showing up for this journey, for this personal development, investing your time and your energy in yourself. And so who are you becoming? How does she carry herself? What does she look like? Is there a deep inner knowing you feel from her? Is she light? Is she playful? Is she poised? Is she accepting and loving? What do you see? What do you feel from her? And just remember, you're moving from a place of curiosity, certain of the fact that she is you. And you are her. And now, in your mind's eye, you see this current version of you, who you're becoming, melded with this next level version of you. You see that version of you, and you look out her eyes and you see the former version of you. And you take her by the hands. And you look into her eyes. And you tell her how much you love her. You tell her how thankful you are for her. You remind her how brave and how strong she is and was and who she had to be. And everything she's been through. And you love her. And maybe by now you're hugging her, you're holding her. You tell her she's safe. And you tell her it all makes sense. And we're in it together. Reconnecting to your dreams, reconnecting to the vision you have for yourself and your life and your love and your relationship with money and your relationship with your business and your career, and balancing these sacred energies and awakening the goddess within, and practicing care and discernment around who you're choosing to surround yourself with. And only welcoming in joy and pleasure and fun. Choosing happiness. Choosing abundance. Choosing joy. knowing that you are a powerful co-creator in this experience of life. You believe it. You believe your vision. And you're starting to see it come true. Everything you desire for yourself, it's already yours. Get around the right people. Investing your time, your energy, your resources, becoming that version of you. Embracing it all with compassion, with grace. Knowing that deep down, you know the truth. Deep down, you know what's best for you. You can trust yourself. You can trust your guidance, your inner compass, your intuition. You know you're meant for more. And so you think this former version of you and everything that she was and everything that she is, and feeling free to bring her with you at any time, but knowing that she's not here. You continue to step into this next level version of you. You continue to take action, moving forward. Creating the life you love. And on your next inhalation, taking a deep breath in. Letting that breath out all the way. Starting to wiggle fingers and toes. Allowing the eyes to crack open. Any movement, letting any movement come back into your body. Whatever feels right for you. Usually that doesn't happen to me when I'm leading a meditation, but I was in it. So let me know how that was for you. Let me know how that felt for you. What came through. Whew. Now, I mentioned yesterday, I mentioned before, gosh, trying to get in the room, that Sensuality and Magnetism starts tomorrow. It's a 3-week deep dive. It's a 3-week intensive. Ah, oh, my pleasure, Evelyn. Yes. A 3-week deep dive to turn on your feminine and attract your heart's desires. So we start tomorrow. Right now, I cried my eyes out. I know, Delaney, gosh. And you know, part of what I think was coming through too, and what I knew in the moment was like how it's being received in the visuals that you were having, like, you know, whoever's receiving it on that end. So yeah, I know. And like, you can listen to these as many times as you'd like. So Sensuality and Magnetism starting tomorrow. And also I am going to be sending an email, so you'll get more information in the email about this. But another program that's coming up at the end of the month is called Rewrite the Scripts. It's 3 modules, and then it's a subsequent 3 weeks of support through Voxer, a group Voxer program. It's not going to be housed on Facebook. So, but I'm going to send an email with more information about that one. And then, you know, I also have the Spiritual Lux Retreat coming up in the fall here in New York, in the Finger Lakes region of New York. And that's going to be amazing. We're going to be getting into, you know, all of this while we play in the quantum field and completely, you know, clearing and activating in different ways. And you'll return home a new woman. It's going to be really, really incredible. And then I do have a couple spots open for one-on-one. If you are wanting to deepen any of this, just reach out, message me, either message me, you know, through Facebook, Instagram, or email. Like sobbed, just totally released so many energies. Yeah, so much energy. I know. And good, you know, allowing yourself, know that you're in a safe space to express that. So it's been an honor. It's been a joy to be here with these, you know, for these last 7 days together, this experiential journey. You have to experience it, you know, and hold your vision. You know, you got each day we released, and then we got even more clear on the vision in each of the different areas of life that we went through. So stay connected to the feelings in the vision that you have for yourself. And yes, you can continue to revisit the limiting beliefs and the doubts and the fears, but stay connected to that vision. Okay? I love you guys. September, it's the 24th to the 27th. It's right after the equinox, the autumn equinox, and then it's on into, there's a new moon, and we're going to be setting intentions and releasing sky lanterns together on the lake. And then, yeah, it's like all 7 meals are included. It's at a beautiful home on the lake, like right on Canandaigua Lake. So, yeah, Delaney, let me know if you want the link to the page. I would love to have you. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you've really enjoyed these 7 days, and I will see you next time. Peace.